Hey, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Awaken to Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. It's a happy Friday. We're excited that you're all here for our show today. And if you're new to me, new to my show, new to my channel on YouTube, please do subscribe. It is my deepest wish, desire, and intention to bring to you these wonderful speakers who are sharing their wisdom, their teachings, their healings, their activations, their experiences, etc., so that we can all thrive. And when you do subscribe to the YouTube channel, you will gain access to all the current shows, all the shows coming up, and all the previous shows, so that you can, of course, again, continue to awaken to to happiness within, thrive in your lives, and just have more joy. Okay. So today, my dear friend Stacey McDaniel is here for the first time. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited about our conversation. We're going to be talking about healing and manifesting with the higher beings of light, meaning with the angels, the ascended masters, and the unicorns. And so some of what we're going to talk about includes what are the higher beings of light, how they can help us on our journey here on earth, how they can help us to bring forth the life that we want to create for ourselves, how they can help us to raise our vibration and expand our energy fields so that we live with more happiness, love, peace, and wholeness, how they are here to offer support, comfort, motivation, guidance, and healing. And we're also going to be doing a healing process in which you can begin to experience their uplifting and powerful presence for yourself. We will be or might be taking some caller questions, but not for healing. Okay. So healing is going to be for the process. Okay. And so for those of you who don't know Stacy, like I said, it is the first time that she's on our show, but some of you already may know her. Stacy is well versed in many energy healing modalities, but most of all, she considers herself a light worker. She works with the healing light and the healing energies from various sources: the Archangels, the Ascended Masters, the Galactics, the Unicorns, Source, the Divine, and more. She also works closely with the Akashic Records to bring forth healing at the root level. And Stacy has been working with various forms of healing since 1995. And after 15 years in clinical practice as a doctor of acupuncture and herbal medicine, as well as an EFT practitioner, Stacy has transitioned to using energy healing as her main modality. And as someone who struggled for many years with both physical and emotional ailments, Stacy knows what it is like to live from a place of both dis-ease and now radiant health. It is her passion and her purpose to help others move into a place of greater health, greater happiness, and greater freedom. Stacy sees clients in both one-to-one settings as well as group settings, and she also teaches classes on channeling, working with your spirit guides, and Rahanni Celestial Healing. So everyone, please join me in welcoming Stacy to the show. Like I said, it's her first time, so please be kind, loving, warm, etc., as you always are. Stacy, welcome.
Thank you. So glad to be here.
I'm so glad you're here. I'm excited about our conversation today and what we're going to be receiving during the healing as well. Um, but I wanted to just, because it's your first time on the show, Stacy, if you could just take a moment, a few moments, and just talk a little bit about your journey, how you came to energy healing, how you came to be a light worker, etc.
Absolutely. Hi, everybody. Gosh, my journey with healing started back in high school is when I started having symptoms of chronic fatigue, what we would label as chronic fatigue. And this was back in the 90s, early 90s. And I didn't really understand what was going on. Nobody, and actually part of me thought it was normal. I thought it was normal to have no energy, but that led me on my healing journey. And at 19, I started studying herbal medicine very intensely. And then that led me to acupuncture, and that led me to opening my practice. I had a clinical practice for 15 years with acupuncture, herbal medicine, supplements, and I added in EFT as well because I found that to be very powerful. And I also started getting energy healing done. I don't even know, like 15 years ago, and I absolutely loved it. Even more than that, actually. I started getting energy healing done in acupuncture school, but really more often around 15 years ago. And I used to always think I could never do that. Acupuncture and herbs is my thing. And I really had this longing to learn, but I didn't know where to learn. I didn't think I could do it. And so that is one of the reasons why I love to teach channeling and to teach Rahanni, so that people can learn for themselves. We all have this ability. And so, over the years, my health continued to slowly get better. I really struggled with chronic fatigue, anxiety, depression. There was a time I had agoraphobia. You name it, physically and mentally and emotionally, I've been through it. So that's why I have a lot of compassion for everybody and what we go through as humans here on this earth. But I do know, and I actually knew this starting from way back when, that everything I went through, there was a reason and there was a gift, and I had this deep desire to heal myself. I knew my answers. No disrespect, but I knew my answers weren't in Western medicine. Western medicine didn't really know how to treat chronic fatigue. And so it led to this deep desire to heal myself and to also, gather my team around me who I could go to facilitate healing. And over the years, there were ups and downs, but I continued to get better. And I closed my practice in 2018 and moved across the country from California to North Carolina, where I am now, and really started studying energy healing much more deeply for myself. It was for myself. And then it just got to the point where I realized that it is part of I actually had an Akashic reading, and I actually had my astrology chart read, and I was like, oh yes, I am meant to be a healing facilitator. This is my path and my purpose. So I opened my doors again, this time in the form of energy healing, and I absolutely love what I do. And so here I am.
Thank you. And all of us are healers, right? But a lot of us who are healers, we have gone through difficult journeys. Sometimes it's physical, sometimes it's emotional, sometimes it's mental, sometimes it's all three, right? A combination thereof. But we've all had certain experiences so that we have that compassion for our clients, our community, because we know what it's like. So it doesn't make us better for sure, but at least we can understand. And then using the tools that you did learn for yourself, that is always the first step. It's always about healing ourselves first before we start working with other people, right?
No.
And so thank you. And I honor that about you, that you actually did the work, are doing the work for yourself, and have come a long way to heal a lot of the physical, mental, emotional issues that you had, right? It is possible. We do the work.
Yes, yes. And that was always like a guiding point for me, having that knowing that we can heal anything, that I could heal, I could heal from within. And so that was a real strong determination for me. So
Yeah,
that is the
absolutely.
same for
And
everybody.
absolutely. And, for those who have really challenging situations, I get it. I really, really do. So does Stacy. But sometimes it is about the right modality, or the right technique, or the right facilitator to work with, kind of thing. But I know, even in my training, anything and everything is changeable, healable, transformable. So I always keep that in mind when I'm speaking with individuals, because I know the journey is difficult, but we have support, right? And so our topic today is about healing and manifesting with the higher beings of light, right? So which means the support and on the different realms, right? So Stacy, let's talk about these higher beings of light. I think, like, I'll be honest, on these shows, everybody knows about the angels, the archangels, the ascended masters, the unicorns, the galactics, but it's always such a good reminder for us to know how much we are supported and that they are for us, that they are there for us.
Yes, yes. And so the higher beings of light are high vibrational beings, usually fifth dimensional and above. And they are here to support us. They are loving, they are kind, they want the best for us. And I work really closely with them. And I actually had this insight a couple of weeks ago. Back when I was studying herbal medicine, I studied herbal medicine really intensely for about 10 years. And we used to say we had our herbal allies, like each one was a plant friend. I mean, you would use them for different things and there would be crossover. And sometimes there'd be one that you rarely ever use, but when you use it, like it's really needed. And I had this realization that that's what I've been doing with the higher beings of light over the last few years. Is I love learning about them. I love experiencing them and bringing them through in my healings. And I feel like I've gathered this huge team of higher beings of light. There's 34 archangels in the angel healing system. There's 20 plus lineages of unicorns. The ascended masters are, I mean, countless, right? And so here, just like I had my herbal allies, I've got my spirit guides who I call upon all the time. And I really love to share them with others, whether it's like in my channeling classes and working with your guides classes or with healings, because they are so, so powerful. And the thing is, they will not interfere. You need to ask for their help, and they are ready and willing. And but we need to ask. So we need to connect with them in order for them to step through. And each one comes with their own frequency and their own vibration, and really can help with certain things, although there is a lot of crossover. And in fact, like I can bring through, like sometimes I'll think I'm bringing them through for one reason, and then they'll continue with the healing. And I let them lead the way because they are much more sophisticated and intelligent than I am. And it is just amazing what happens in the healings. It's always an adventure, and it's always, I don't know, it's almost like a surprise of where are we going to go today? And it's beautiful and it works. So the three that we're really talking about today, the Galactics are part of the higher beings of light, but today I just wanted to focus on the Archangels, the unicorns, and the Ascended Masters. And I will just say this about the unicorns in case there's any, I don't want to say doubters, but any who are just like, tell me more, right? The unicorns are absolutely amazing. And I will tell you, when I first heard about unicorn healing, I was a doubter and I was suspicious. And then I started working with them, just like within the first or second time I started working with them, I said, sign me up. I need to learn about them. And so the angels, there's a lot of overlap, and oh, I love this. Linda said in the chat, I love unicorns so much. And this is actually what I found is by bringing through the unicorns, I attract people who will come to me just because I work with unicorns. Oh shoot, I forgot what I was going to say. What was I saying before that?
Well, we were talking about the angels, the ascended masters, and the unicorns. How much you love working with the unicorns, and it's always in the healing. It's always special. It's always a surprise,
Oh,
right?
yes.
What's
Yes.
going to happen?
It's always a surprise. So I can think they're coming through for one thing, but they're so wise and they're so intelligent that I let them go ahead and do their thing. And like one really good example of this is a couple of weeks ago, I brought through Archaea Grace. She's the female archangel who really brings through this beautiful free flow of energy. And then she wanted to work on boundaries with this person I was working with. And I was like, okay, I've never worked on boundaries with you before. Like normally I call in, Archangel Zadkiel or somebody else. And so anyway, what she was telling me was actually when you have some like nice, strong boundaries in place, there's the energy can flow more freely. And I was like, oh, that's so beautiful. It's so there is some overlap, or you may bring them in for one thing, but they're so intelligent, they're so wise, they will lead you to something that you never would have thought of. So
Absolutely. And for me, that's just about trusting and allowing them to just come in and work through the way that they would like. I never, when I do healing, it's the same thing. I never have any idea. It's total surprise. I'm like, and I'm often surprised by who comes in, new beings of light, new processes every single time. So it's like, I'm just going to allow and I'm going to just, let the energies flow. Right. And so
absolutely.
the more that you can do that and be trusting in that way, the healing becomes more powerful for the client or the community as well. Right.
Absolutely. And I have 100% trust in what they come through with, and where they want to go. It's always so on point. And yeah, it's always exciting. Really, that's what makes
Yeah.
the work so interesting, because it's never the same. I never know where we're going to go. And it's always just this beautiful journey they take us on.
Absolutely. You mentioned before that we have to ask them these beings of light to help us. We have to ask. They're not just going to automatically do it. But how can they help us on our journey? Give me some examples of how they can help us.
I mean, anything. And in fact, yeah, anything and everything, which is what I do with them. But from something as simple to, I do not want to feel this feeling. You can call in like Archangel Zadkiel for the violet flame. In fact, it's already starting to work. It's like, even as I mention them, the connection is so strong to just cleanse your energy, to I want to feel more empowered. You can bring through Archangel Uriel for that. Archangel Metatron are like some really well-known ones. I mean, there's so many too. Working on physical things, emotional things, patterns, helping to clear patterns, cut ties to people, places, things, situations, old ways of being, which actually I've been doing a lot of that the past few days, as I was talking about, this Pluto full moon coming up this Sunday tends to bring up old ways of being that are coming through for a deeper clearing. So yeah, you name it, and that's what I really love is, um, with this topic for today, healing and manifesting are actually like so closely tied together, because it's all about energy. It's all about our energy field. So as you heal, you are manifesting what you want to create.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I just want to point out that if you have something in your soul plan, something that you've contractually said, I want to experience this kind of thing, they're not going to take it away if you suddenly say, well, I don't want this anymore. So it's a relationship that we have with these beings of light, but they are here to support us on with our soul's agenda, right? Not necessarily the personality, but what the soul has planned for this life, right?
Yes. And it's an unfolding, it's layers, so it can feel like sometimes, and we were talking about this beforehand, I've worked on this before, but when it comes back around again, you're at a different frequency and your response may be different, and it may be a different aspect of it to heal. So it does happen in layers. If it happened all at once, it would be, I think, too
Yeah,
shocking to the system.
absolutely. I agree. So here's an interesting question in the chat, which I really like. Um, what if you don't know who to call for a specific problem? Can you ask for help without naming an angel or a master?
Yeah, you can call on your guardian angel. Um, who, I mean, yeah, you can call on, I mean, you can call on an ascended master. You could call on Jesus. You could call on Mother Mary. Um,
Like, you don't need to know the name. It's just an energy. It's just a frequency. So, sometimes in the past when I've been through like really dark time, I was just like, oh my God, I say God or I say Divine Mother, but it's like anybody, please help me get
yes,
through this.
yes.
So
And so I do make a clarification though, because I work with those of pure divine love and light. So
yeah,
that's the clarification that I personally make. And then from there, you can, if you can just move forward with that.
yeah.
Archangel Zadkiel is a great one to call on as well. I mentioned him before. He brings through the violet flame. And that just in and of itself just starts to heal and clear
Move
things.
the energy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
move the energy. Yeah, some people are saying they sense the energy moving as well. So yes.
yeah. Awesome. And so I'm a big proponent of creating your life. I'm always talking about that. I'm always talking about us creating our life, the life that we desire, etc. So how can they, the higher beings of light, help us to bring forth the life that we want to create for ourselves?
So it begins with our energy, right? It's all about our energy and clearing the energy field. That's really, really important. Clearing things that are whether known or subconscious. And then setting the intention is really important. Keeping your focus on what you would like to create, not on what you don't want to create, and go from there. And work with them. And, you can work with them actively, like a lot of the guided meditations for this package. You can work with them very actively like that, really doing those clearings, those healings, setting those intentions. I really, really love doing it that way. That brings us into the process. Or you can also, set your intentions of what you want to move forward towards, right? And asking these beings of love and light, help me be on my optimal timeline. Um, things like that. So many ways of working with them. Even just bringing them through for channeling, you'll get that healing, you'll get that you'll get the energy from them. So
Yeah, absolutely. And of
meditation,
course,
channeling or meditation.
yeah, always important. And of course, when you are creating your intentions about what it is that you desire to create or move forward with, it's not about judging where you are or what the past was. If there's judgment, you're not going to move anywhere, right? So it is about acceptance of where you are, etc., and then moving forward and saying, yes, this is where I am. This is how life is. This is what's going on, and I would like to move forth into this. So can I get some assistance, some support, some whatever it is that you think you need? But I always just say, support. I could just use some support so that I can, get more clarity or get more awareness or just have more motivation or just whatever. It's in the moment. I can't even like tell you like generally, but just ask for support and be willing to receive without it looking a certain way.
Yes, and that acceptance piece is really big. So I'm glad you brought that up. Another thing that's really big for people is feeling safe. So really, in order to like manifest and move forward, one of the foundational things is feeling safe. So that's another good place to start. And feeling capable and accepting. So all good points.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, when you're working with the higher beings of light, like actually connecting with them, actually working with them, they are gonna, just you being in their presence, your vibration is going to rise, right? But they can help us to raise our vibration frequency, expand our energy fields, clear our energy fields, so that we can live with more happiness, love, peace, and wholeness, right?
Absolutely. Yes. Um,
So that's what the, like we said in during meditation or the guided processes, etc., or just sitting still and asking for them to do that.
yes, yes. You can just be in meditation and ask for them to come into your field. And another thing I like to ask for them, especially if like I like to connect with them first off, one by one, so that you get their energetic signature. This is just, home play if anybody wants to do this at home. But connect with them one at a time so you get to know their energetic signature, and I'll ask them to just come in, and I'll say, let me feel your energy. And the cool thing is, as you do that, it's like they bring through a healing, just connecting with their energy. So it can be something as simple as that. It doesn't need to be confusing. It doesn't need to be a set thing that you say. It can be something as simple as just setting your intention to work with them. And it's almost like you can't do it wrong, right? And
Yeah,
that's what I used to say when I was an EFT practitioner to my patients. Like, yeah, you can follow the EFT script, but really you don't even have to. It's just by tapping on the points, you can't do it wrong. And it's the same thing when you're connecting to them, and asking who you want to come in. I do like to ground into my earth star below my feet. We're going to do this in the healing process, and connect into the soul star up above and create a beam of light, and then set my intention of who I want to connect with. So
absolutely. And it's simple. It's not like, it's not complicated. We don't have to make it complicated. It is just being in that still space and, grounding, connecting, and just asking. Like that's all I did for years, was just ask them to come into my field, into my space, so that I can just be with their energy, right? I've never even asked them for anything. It's like I didn't talk to them. I just said, just be with me, right? And
yeah.
that alone is going to help to raise your vibration and energy field and start the healing process and the healing journey that you are on. So yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Simple, simple. Doesn't have to be complicated. Um, all right. And now I did say, if anybody has any questions, not for healing, because the healing we're going to do in the healing process, but if anybody has any questions for Stacy about what we're talking about, the higher beings of light, the unicorns, the ascended masters, the archangels, you can raise your hand or you can type your question in the chat. So we do have some hands raised, Stacy, for some questions. And again, not for healing, just questions. Okay. Um, Sometimes I have to say that a couple of times, because in case they joined after we talked about it at the beginning,
Mm.
right? All right, so let's just take a few quick questions just to see where people are at. And I know people are excited about the unicorns and working with unicorns, and I guess even people might want to know, well, how do I know I'm actually working with the unicorns or with the higher beings of light, etc. Right? So I'm going to ask you that question first. How do we know that we are actually working with what we're calling on, like the unicorns, etc.?
And I remember what I was also going to say before, but anyway, so let me see if I can bring both through. Usually you'll feel a change in the frequency. You'll feel the energy shift. You may get loving guidance. They're higher beings of light, so they're going to bring through loving guidance. But with the angels, love to comfort us. They love to support us. The unicorns love to light a fire underneath us. So if you are really wanting to get that fire lit and move, energetically and have ideas and inspiration, yes, the angels will bring that through as well. But the unicorns, wow, yes. And then the ascended masters, I really feel them a lot for the empowerment piece. But again, there's the crossover. But yeah, usually you'll feel it as a shift in energy. And yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Um, okay, so Arunima has had her hand raised for a while.
Hello.
You have to unmute your audio.
Hi,
Hi.
Laura.
Hi.
Hi, Judy. Sorry. I just wanted to say I love this subject because I've often associated with ascended masters and angels and stuff, but I don't know whether they're coming through or not. I'm a Reiki master, so I like to call all the angel stuff and hope they're coming and I'm not just talking in the air. One of the things I want to ask, how do I know I'm working with ascended masters or angels? And second thing, I seem to be seeing repeated numbers like 11, 11, 12, 12, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3. And consistently, I've been seeing 10, 10, 12, 21. And then, all these repeated numbers. And I would love to know what do you have? What insight do you have about that?
Well, the repeated numbers tend to mean we're in alignment. I don't really get too specific about this number pattern versus that number pattern. Maybe other people do, but to me, it's a sign. That's the word I'm looking for. A sign from our guides that we are in alignment and that they are around us.
That's
and the one thing I would recommend, and this is like what I just recommended 5 minutes ago, but I would recommend connecting with them one at a time.
Okay.
And connecting with them in meditation. And then you'll get to know their energetic signature. And then you'll know that you're connecting with them. And I've had this talk with some of my channeling students because sometimes they'll call without really getting specific. And in the beginning, it's good to work with them individually and be more specific while you learn those signatures. So instead of just kind of like opening up the door to see who shows up, is being more intentional, and like really common ones like Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Jesus, Mother Mary, Buddha, these energies that you may already know or get a sense of, then you just build on top of that. And then you expand out into ones that maybe you don't quite know as much.
So is there a particular signature associated with each one of them?
Yes, but I think, well, number one, that signature is multidimensional. It's multifaceted. And I think it's different for each person. So my signature of how they show up for me may be different than how they show up for you. So this is not something, well, you can read about them, but they may show up differently for you, if that makes sense. And you may begin to start associating like certain colors or certain objects, like Metatron for me when I first was working with him. He always showed up as a monarch butterfly because he's a lot with transformation. And so then I'd see monarch butterflies out and about. That's Metatron giving me a hello. But that was my own personal signature. So you will build your own signature with them. And it's whatever comes through for you, trusting. I teach this all the time to my channeling students, trusting is the key. And that was actually the last piece that fell into place for me, is just trusting what comes through, because we as humans tend to doubt ourselves. But really, you are more in tune. We are all more in tune than we know. So just trust what comes through. And you can even, it's helpful if you write it down or keep some sort of journal, so that you can look back, you know, and just, you know, because as you
And
start to like really build how many you're working with, sometimes it's helpful to go back and, oh yeah, that happened in that meditation or that healing with them. So.
Now, do you have
I
a
think
series of?
it's, hold on, Arunima. I think also what's really important for Arunima is staying out of your head.
Huh? Okay. All right.
So I know you want to ask more questions because again, you're still in your head with wanting to know more. But you have other people that have questions too. So
True. Good
No.
point. Yes. Ground into your Earth star and just let it
Okay.
come through.
Absolutely.
and trust.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you both.
Yeah, thank you, Arunima. All right, we're gonna go to Linda. Linda, you want to unmute
I'm
yourself?
so excited. Sure. I'm excited. Thank you. Okay. So which archangel should we call on when we're using tuning forks versus writing?
Well, I have not used tuning forks, although I do know they are fantastic, but
But
who
it's your
comes to
intention though.
mind?
What are you doing with the tuning forks? What's the purpose? What's the intention?
It's the to clean up the energy in the auric field and to also to retune the chakras so that they're in alignment. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is an archangel, a female archangel who works with music and frequencies. Her name is Archaea Harmony. I had her card out. I was actually just working with her with my channeling class. And so she just intuitively, she's the one that came to mind. Was there another question?
That and tuning forks and the what was the other thing? I forgot, Shefali.
Writing.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Writing. Yes.
writing.
I'm sorry. Yes, writing.
Archangel Gabriel is
Gabriel, okay.
traditionally like communication, whether it's speaking, whether it's writing.
Okay, great. But can I just say one thing really quick? When I do like dream work type of thing, I always see a unicorn and I'm on top of him and then we fly. He's got
Nice.
huge wings. I love it.
I love it. You have a very strong connection to the unicorns.
I love them. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Linda. All right, we're going to go. There's some questions in the chat too. So, Cat Boo says, I've connected with dragons as well. Are they part of your process as well? So, as like part of the healing team, the higher beings of light, I think you're asking. I know I work with them too. So, yeah, I would say yes.
Yes, I would say yes. They are not part of the package today. But I don't work with them quite as much. I tend to work more with the angels, the unicorns, the ascended masters, and the galactics. But I do work with them a little bit.
Yeah. So you can definitely, work with them as well. Call them in and definitely work with them as well. So, all right, Abby, you want to unmute yourself?
Hi.
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 I was going to ask for a scan or sort of any sort of message. I don't know if that's
Well, I would suggest you just ask a specific question. What question do you have that Stacy can maybe answer you intuitively or just, depending on the question? Because we are going to do a healing in just a little bit.
Okay. Really with direction, I suppose. Regards to direction, path, that sort of thing.
Like
But that's still very
life
vague.
direction or
Life or career direction or exactly. It's still very vague, Abby.
Right.
We're not
Okay.
psychics here. So we're not doing the work of a psychic here today. So what exactly do you want to know?
Yeah, just a sense of, I've done lots of things, lots of healing modalities and sort of creative stuff. And I suppose it's whether there's a split to that, whether it's more of a creative direction that I'm heading towards, or whether it's, I know they're both kind of interconnected, or whether it's more of a healing modality.
And why can't they be both?
Mm.
So I'm gonna let Stacy answer, but also if Stacy, like which archangel or ascended master would be the best to call on for that, for getting clarity on your direction?
Archaea Clarity. She's the female archangel. She's the divine complement to Archangel Jophiel, if you know him. And she really helps with that clarity. The other area I look sometimes is with the Akashic Records, but Archaea Clarity, I really love the energy that she brings through, because if our energy is scattered, or if we're burnt out or depleted, it's hard to be clear, right? So she helps us. And if you're okay with it, I'm just going to bring her through right now. And I can feel her actually, and this is what I was getting before, is I'm feeling like you need to maybe ground in a little bit more into your Earth star, and that will help with some clarity as well. Like one of the other callers is a little bit getting out of the head and grounding more into the Earth star for that clarity, that direction to come through. And so Archaea Clarity, first she brings through this, like, she helps us to be in our body, right? And so what comes through with that is some grounding and some peace, a deep sense of presence, and rejuvenation. And what always happens after we've taken a vacation, we get so inspired, right? We get so much direction. And so that's what she does for us. It's like she relaxes our body so that clarity can come through.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think
Awesome.
like for the setting we're in, that's about as much information as is coming through for, and this is what happens sometimes in Akashic Records sessions. It's like people come to me wanting an answer, but the Akashic Records they don't give you answers. It's like your own journey for yourself to uncover. Right. But I will say, I feel that creative energy and that healing energy strongly within your field. So I liked what Shefali said, why not both? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I know that they're always interconnected anyway, aren't they?
Yeah.
And going back to the unicorns, I one came and sat on the sofa with me one night, and I couldn't take it seriously, and I kind of laughed. I couldn't stop laughing about the situation. So I think there was a lot of doubt there. And although they took me on a journey of looking into a different timeline and bringing that back, it didn't feel very good. Energetically, it didn't feel, I didn't cope with the energy very well. So I wondered about that.
It's hard to say, when you're working with them, I always like to make sure there's this sacred space set up where you're grounding into your Earth star, connecting in with your soul star, creating that beam of light. And so I'm not quite sure what you mean by you didn't like what was
It's the energy.
shown? You didn't like the
No.
energy.
It was the energy of doing that. We went on a kind of journey forward and brought back that energy, but for some reason I was out of balance with it or something.
You can ask them to clear that energy as well. You can ask them for what you would like. So if energy is coming through that you do not like, ask them what you would like.
Right. Mhm.
And you are in control.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Abby.
Thank you.
All right, so there was a question in the chat. I'm gonna just get that. So Judy is asking, can your MP3s work with other MP3s from another practitioner?
Yes. Yeah, I don't see that being an issue.
Yeah, exactly. Enjoy both, right?
Yes.
And I don't know, I was gonna say something, but it's gone.
We all each have our own individual journeys, you know, so
Yes.
we all have the things that really call to us. So yeah, it
Yeah,
can work
absolutely.
with others.
Jan is asking, now we're not, it's not not a call like this, but she's asking about, she's had 29 years of Lyme disease. How can she clear that? So we're not doctors. Well, I mean, Stacy might still be, but I'm definitely not. So it's not, we're not talking about major health conditions, but we'll see if Stacy has any insight for you.
Yes. So, you know, my background really was a lot with like physical things. So with things like that are prolonged, it's using all the tools in the toolbox. Usually it's not one magic bullet. It's looking at the physical. You know, it can be food and supplements. And then it's also going to be energetic as well. And because I know because I've been there myself, when you've had an illness for that long, it sets up certain emotional patterns that we can fall into. Fear is a big one. So you do want to be working on the energetic as well. So it's just a multifaceted approach of the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual sides of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be one quick, simple thing that we can tell you on the show.
But you
of course,
can
if you want
heal, Jan.
and you can work with Stacy if you'd like as well to help you with that, to support you. So I lost my dog. I don't know where he went. He just disappeared. Rebecca has her hand raised. Rebecca, you want to unmute?
Hi, thank you for being here. I love the idea that those unicorns can light a fire because I need a fire lit under me. So can you tell me what, in terms of my service, can you tell me what I'm here to do now? I feel like there's a transition, and what am I here to do now? And I hope they can not only tell me that, but light a fire.
Sure. Well, and it's actually really interesting because if you want a fire lit under you with the unicorns, it's the fire unicorns who do that. And they really, it's like every time I work with them, I get so many downloads. It's almost to the point like, they give me so much inspiration and so many ideas. I don't even have enough time for it all. So, you know, the other thing though, when I've worked with the fire unicorns on their own, and you can get pulled out of balance. You can get like too much fire energy in your field. So when I work with individual elemental unicorns, I always bring in all of the other three elements. So working with the fire unicorns, to really light that fire. And then I'll maybe bring in the earth unicorns to ground, the air unicorns to like bring in those ideas and to blow away like any of those energies that are no longer wanted. And then the water unicorns to relax so that you can move forward in a relaxed manner. You've got the stamina of the earth unicorns. So really, a lot of times I'm working with all 4 of those elemental unicorns, but those fire unicorns are really, really powerful.
Okay, well, I don't want to end up being out of balance with this, so maybe you can just bring them all in.
Yes, absolutely. Well, that's why I'll just bring them in one at a time. Or you can just call on the 4 elements. And you can ask, please bring me that balanced energy.
Okay.
From all 4 of you. And they'll bring through the stamina, they'll bring through the relaxation, they'll bring through the motivation, the fire, and then the inspiration.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thank you, Rebecca. That was great, because that was so important for all of us, because there are times when we could definitely use a little bit more motivation. I was just saying, I think yesterday I was texting somebody and I was saying, or the day before yesterday, it's like, "Ugh, I'm so unmotivated right now, or demotivated right now." But that changed as of yesterday. So it's like, your life can change like that, right?
Yes.
Like that. And it's a matter of you deciding, and saying, yes, this is what I want to do. And then just that decision is going to help bring in newer energies, newer insights, new inspiration, and new motivation, etc. It's when we're stuck in the I don't know what I want to do mode, that it feels like we're stuck and nothing is happening, and like we don't know what to do. But as soon as you decide something, whatever it is, there's no right or wrong, because whatever you decide on and take some sort of step or movement in that direction, then you'll get the feedback of yes or no, that this is what I want to do, or this is no, not really. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But
Does
Always get
Stacy give me
information.
any ideas? Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Any ideas about what
well, we're not doing
What
an Akashic
now?
Records
What
reading right
now?
now that can help, that would give you answers, right, or Stacy? But it would, like, I don't know. I'm gonna let you answer that, Stacy, because I
I
don't think
know.
that's something we can actually answer in 2 minutes. But
Yeah, and I will tell you, when I get one-on-one with people, I get some really clear answers, but right now I'm just not getting the clarity of like something that I could tell you in this moment. That it's interesting though, they do keep showing me the fire. Like there's something with and you were the one who started it. You said I need to get this fire lit, right? And they do keep showing me something. So I think they're wanting you to follow that inspiration. What is lighting you up? What is exciting you when you think about it, and follow that fire.
yeah, what do you need the fire for? Because you're saying you want to light a fire under your butt for what?
Well, that's my
There must be
question.
something.
That's
No,
my
there must be
question
something.
because
Otherwise, you wouldn't be feeling that, right?
no, actually, excuse me, totally clueless. It's like I have a vague memory from before I came into this body, that I was taking on something really challenging, which God knows I have. And but I feel like this is a time of transition for me, and it's time for me to come out of isolation and be of service in some way, but I just need a clue about.
I've been there myself. Actually, when I closed my practice, I did not know I was going to open my energy healing practice. And I kept thinking, like, what am I here to do? What am I supposed to do? And I just sat with it. But one thing that is very true for a lot of us, what we come in to heal within ourselves or overcome within ourselves, oftentimes we are here to help others do that as well. So, you know, you haven't given me too much information, but I don't know if you've learned anything along the way of what you're going through and if there's a calling to help others with that.
Probably, but I sure have to extricate myself from
There might be more healing to do around it.
the previous.
Yeah. Yeah, there might be more healing to do around it, and then it may become more clear.
Yeah. And Rebecca, you know what? You're not the only one. I've also been going through that as well. And I was asking myself, okay, what's, what am I going to do now? What's next? That, all those things. And, and then yesterday, I asked questions is what I do, and then something came in and I asked more questions. And then it's like, okay, yeah. And then it's like, I'm very quick to say, okay, yeah, I think I'd like to do this. So sometimes we do have to allow the insight to come in, right? So being in transition can feel uncomfortable for sure, right? It's the unknown and I don't know what's happening, but sometimes we do need to just, I call it the pregnant pause. So sometimes we just need to wait, but continue asking questions of yourself, and then the insights will come in.
And that's true. You bring up such a good point. Sometimes it's like we can't bypass the journey of what we're going through. And so sometimes it's like, even if it's not revealed in this moment, it will be. It's just certain things have to be put into place. So
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
you both.
Awesome. Thank you, Rebecca. Yeah, absolutely. Cat's Boo says you also don't have to be completely healed in order to heal others. That's true. We're all a work in progress.
absolutely,
Absolutely.
absolutely. The healing is a journey, and it's
it
I mean,
continues.
It's like lifelong.
Yeah. There's a question about the MP3s. What are the frequencies of the MP3s? I don't know about that, but it's like 3 healing MP3s, one with the Ascended Masters, one with the unicorns, and one with the Archangels.
Yes.
So
Yeah. So it's
hopefully
it's different frequencies throughout, because, you know, in the Archangels one, different Archangels came through. In the unicorn one, different unicorn lineages came through. And in the Ascended Masters one, yeah, it's different Ascended Masters come through. So it's different frequencies throughout.
yeah, so that's a great segue. Let me take a minute and talk about the packages. So I'm just going to share my screen. 1 second. So hopefully you should be able to see my screen. So Stacy has the 3 packages, right? So the 3 energy healing videos is package A, the 60-minute personal session of Stacy is package B, and both is package C. So as we were talking about the healing and manifesting with the unicorns, with the angels, and with the Ascended Masters are the 3 healing videos. Go ahead, Stacy, if you want to share a little bit of information about these offers.
Sure. Each of the videos is about 45 to 50 minutes long, and I take you on this journey with each group of the higher beings of light. And you can really come to these with an intention of what you would like to heal, clear, or manifest. You know, and it doesn't have to be grand or huge. It can be, I just want to feel better right now, right? I want more joy. I want more peace. So all of the above.
Ну, я лягаю спати. Захочеш завтра поставити стірку,
1
я
second.
тобі скажу, я, підеш
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Yeah, so you can bring an intention to each one, and you will feel the healing and the shift happen as you go through the healing and the meditation. So you can really work with them very intentionally. You can also, and you can do this with my YouTube videos as well on my YouTube channel, is you can kind of just put them on silent and have them playing in the background and just receive that energy. So sometimes I'll do that. Like if I'm working, I'll have like my videos playing in the background, and they just help to clear that energy and keep it nice and clear while I'm doing other things. So I'm all about results and fitting it in wherever you can.
I love that. Yeah, absolutely. So that's package A is $44. And then package B is the personal session, one-on-one session with Stacy. So what does that look like, Stacy?
So you can choose one of my modalities, or you can do what many of my clients do is I call it a mixed modality. So you can choose from either Rahanni and Akashic Records reading and healing, angel healing, or unicorn healing. Or if you do a mixed modality, we just go with what shows up. Oftentimes it can be Akashic Records for like the first 20 to 30 minutes. And then moving into more like healing with the higher beings of light, but not always. I did a mixed modality session with somebody this morning, and I totally thought we were going to go into the Akashic Records, and we actually really didn't. So I never really know. And again, it goes back to that, trusting our guides and what shows up in that moment for the healing. And I absolutely love doing private sessions. They're always so interesting and so fascinating. And the guides really take us on this elegant journey of healing. So
Awesome. And that's package B. That's just the personal session for $77. And then package C is both. So the 3 energy healing videos plus the personal session with Stacy for $101. And there's some wonderful testimonials here if you want to read them to see all the work that she does with the unicorns, the ascended masters, the angels, etc. And the results or the experiences that people have had. And so again, there's the 3 packages. If you're an Inner Circle member, please use your gift code as well. And of course, package C, there is a payment plan available if you require that. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if anybody has any questions about that, let us know in the chat or let me just go to the right place here. Okay. All right. So if there's no other questions, we are going to be doing a healing process. So what do we need to make an intention, have an intention? How does that work, Stacy?
you can set an intention, absolutely. If you like for this, I was going to take us through a healing process where we just kind of clear any unwanted energies and then move into like a grounding, heart opening place with the healing. But you can absolutely, work with this as well with your own intention along the way. And I tend to be pretty vocal when I'm doing healings and clearings with people. I will say what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing. And it's just a journey that we all go on. So
Awesome. So is everybody ready to experience these higher beings of light for ourselves? I'm excited. I always love these types of processes because for me it is just about being in the energy, right? And
Yeah.
that will automatically raise your vibration frequency, start to heal and clear what doesn't belong in your field, etc. So I'm excited.
Okay, beautiful. Oftentimes I have music going, but just for today, we're just gonna be
Yeah,
here.
no
So
music, please. Otherwise, I won't be able to keep it on YouTube.
that is very true. Oh goodness, yeah. So no music today, but I'm glad you're all here to experience this. So let's just start off by coming into our hearts and just taking our attention from our thinking mind down into our heart and just centering. I can feel the energy shift already as we do this. So we're going to set up this sacred space before we really bring in the guides. And from here, we are going to grow roots from our heart down through our body, down through our feet. Connect in with your Earth Star chakra below your feet. Anchor in there, and then send those roots deep down into the earth. And then connect them into the core of the earth, and then bring that earth energy back up through those roots, back up into your body, back up into your energy field. There's a shift of energy already. And then bring your attention to your soul star chakra above your crown. Sending a beautiful beam of light upwards. We're going to connect in with our higher self along the way. And then we're going to connect in with the light. And then just see yourself in this beautiful beam of light. Each of us is in our own beam of light. And from here, bring your attention back down to your heart chakra, connecting in with unconditional love. And from here, we are going to begin, we're going to call in those higher beings of light, the angels, the ascended masters, and the unicorns, only those of pure divine love and light, to be with us today, asking for this healing for the highest good of all with ease and grace, and so it is. Lovely. Okay, and now we begin. And we're just going to start. This is how a lot of my clearings start. Not always, I mean, my healings, but is with some clearing. It's just helpful to clear and rinse away any energies we've picked up along our day. So we're going to bring through Archangel Zadkiel with his violet flame. And oftentimes I'll really let them really take a lot of time and do a lot of work, but I want to just bring through a few here so you can, if you're really sensitive, you can feel their different vibrations. So he is just going to bring through that violet flame, clearing anything unwanted, any unwanted emotions and energies, anywhere we're distracted. And then we're going to bring through Lady Portia, who also works with the violet flame. She is the divine complement to Saint Germain, who also works with the violet flame. And what I love about her is I can really, really feel the empowerment she brings along with that clearing and healing. It's almost like it clears and it empowers, like all in an instant. So you may be able to feel the expansion of the energy right here. And if you're wanting to set an intention of something that you would like to feel or bring in, you can do that now. And the empowerment has already begun. And so what I can also feel her doing, she's not only empowering us and expanding our energy, but she's centering us as well. So there's a real calming and clearing of our energy fields. And that feels really good. From here, we're gonna ground more into our Earth star. And we're going to bring through White Buffalo Woman to help us with that. She's really good at helping us to anchor in, ground into the earth, increase that connection with Mother Earth, helping us to feel present, helping us to feel safe and secure and empowered. And working, with your guides, it's really important to be grounded. So she is anchoring us in, and that is also how we manifest. Manifestation begins with a connection to the earth. So I'm feeling her energy so strongly. I'm really feeling this embodiment into my body. So you may be able to feel that as well. Coming more into the present moment. So I feel her strengthening that central column as well. And now she's bringing this expansion throughout our energy fields. Okay. I already know who's coming in next, but I'm just letting her just finish that before I move on. She's saying, hold on a moment. Okay. Now we're going to bring through some unicorns. And some of my favorite guides to work with on the heart chakra are the angelic unicorns. So we're going to bring them through. We're nice and grounded. Our central column is nice and open, and we're going to bring through these angelic unicorns to open our heart with a sense of safety, with a sense of protection. You know, our hearts are, especially those of us who are empaths, we like to have our open hearts, but we need a little bit of just you know, a little bit of protection and boundaries as well. So that's what they're doing. They're bringing through that discernment. And they bring through such a soft energy. It's almost like relaxing in the hammock energy. And that's really beautiful to bring through right now. You know, we're coming up on a full moon, and some relaxation and some softening is really helpful. And that's interesting. See, I always let them lead because they are also bringing through joy. They want to bring through joy as well. And I thought a different guide was going to come through for joy, but let's just stay here. They're really connecting that joy piece to the heart chakra. Bringing through that inspiration, that excitement. I mean, who doesn't love to feel inspired and excited and motivated? Okay. And we're gonna end with Archaea Joy. She's who I thought was bringing through joy. So she does want to come through as well. I feel like the joy piece is really important. And I think that's why the angelic unicorns wanted to start that. So we get this amplification of that joy. So Archaea Joy, the female archangel of joy, bringing it through throughout the whole energy field. And she's also bringing my attention to the mindset. She's anchoring in a joyful mindset. So we can move through our day, move through our life with that feeling of joy, with that mindset of joy. And before we close, I'm just going to ask for anything else that's ready to be released, to be let go right now, sending it up to unconditional love. Amplifying this healing with the light of the great central sun. That's bringing through, wow, more joy, more excitement, more energy. Yeah, I really feel that amplification. It's like an activation of our energy fields. You may be able to feel it too. And from here, we're going to give thanks to the guides for being with us today. Asking for this healing for the highest good of all with ease and grace. And so it is. And from here, we just separate our energies, cut any cords. Each of us is in our own beautiful beam of light, shining like the divine being that you are. And whenever you're ready, you can come back to the present moment. I feel that expansive energy.
That was quite powerful. Oh my goodness. I'm just like slowly coming back and can barely open my eyes. How is
Take your
everyone
time.
doing?
What'd you
How
say?
is I'm asking, how is everyone doing? Drink some water for sure. I was yawning like crazy through the whole thing. It's like it was not, I swear I'm not tired, but I was yawning like crazy.
Beautiful releases for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Very calming, all good. Where am I? That was lovely. So much joy. Nice. Lovely. Thank you. Very palpable. Lots of energy moving. I mean, lots of energy. Amazing. I can't even read. But yeah, that was great. And yes, closing off with the energy of joy. I just, I love that because that is why we are here to experience joy, right?
Yeah.
Not just struggle and strife, but to experience joy as well. So wonderful. Everyone doing good? So wonderful. Loved this gift today. Thank you. Oh, nice. Thank you, Stacy, for the clearing. So much light coming through into my space. Nice. Is there a book you recommend to learn more about unicorns/dragons?
Should I
Cindy, so
answer
thank you for
that
that
or?
great sense. Yeah, you can go ahead and answer that, Ines.
Callista, who's my unicorn healing teacher, she has a book called Unicorn Rising, and I forget when it came out, but and then Diana Cooper has a book on dragons, but I do think Callista keeps saying she's going to update that unicorn book, the Unicorn Rising book. And I keep telling her I'm already selling it for you. Like I'm already out there recommending it, but she has one that she's already released, Unicorn Rising, but she keeps talking about updating it. So
Okay, awesome.
I'm looking forward to that. I love that Lansing says it lit up the entire airport.
And I think Diana Cooper has a book on unicorns too.
Oh, she
but I
might.
don't know.
She might.
I mean, I know she has the cards, but I think there's a book as well.
Yeah, she does. Her cards are beautiful.
Yeah. Jan says, I will want a reading and will contact you. Awesome. Yeah, definitely check out the special offer page so that you can get the reading. Tina says, beautiful energy. Thanks. I definitely felt the joy coming in, which I'm in need of joy. Oh, nice. Good. Release. I mean, receive the joy and release whatever is not allowing you to experience the joy. Thank you, Stacy. That was lovely. I also did a lot of yawning. Yeah, and I found the dog. He's upstairs. He's now. Okay. No, that was awesome. I loved it. Thank you, Stacy, so much. That was so powerful. And of course, we can do that again. Just go back and watch or listen to the YouTube. Silly question: has anyone seen a unicorn? Yeah, I think somebody mentioned she saw one sitting on her couch.
I
I
see
mean,
them
I
all
see
the
unicorns when
time.
I do the guided processes, so right. So I don't know what you mean. Like I haven't seen a physical one in my room, but when I do guided processes and so on, the unicorns come in for sure. Yeah. I think you've been on calls when they've come in, Arunima, the healing calls. Everyone has a unicorn guide. There you go. So
Yes,
call in your
one or
unicorn
more.
guide.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. Beautiful. Love it. Any last words of wisdom for us, Stacy? That was so powerful. The call was amazing. I think it was exactly what people needed to hear and be reminded by, right? Reminded of.
Yeah. Last words of wisdom. I mean, yeah. They're just like talking to me. I'm almost like, okay, I don't even know what to say. There's so much help out there. There's so much love, support, guidance from the higher beings of light. They want to help. We just need to ask. We just need to ask. And they love to connect with us. And in fact, they love to connect with us so much that sometimes I have to like, it's like when I'm doing healings, I need you to come in one at a time because they're like so ready and right there. So yeah, we just need to ask.
And that's for everybody, right? It's not just Stacy, it's not just myself. You all can have them
Everybody.
come into your field as well and work with them. Okay, so
Absolutely.
they're available to all of us. Okay, so just always remember that. And I always, like I said, I started off just by calling them in, having them be in my space around my energy field, just to feel their presence, etc. For the longest time, years, I didn't even ask them like a single question. I didn't. I just enjoyed so much just the energy and presence of them and that support, right? And then now when I still don't ask them. I'm so bad. I don't ask them anything. But I will ask for like, I could use some support with this. Can I get some clarity? Oh my goodness, my body's like feeling like this. Can I just get some release, something, but I don't ask enough. It's like they're doing the face palm because they know I don't ask enough.
It's a good reminder.
Yes, exactly. So, and thank you, Stacy. That was absolutely beautiful. Loved the whole session, the whole call, and thank you everybody for all your questions, comments, feedback in the chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This was great. It's
Thank
a
you,
great way to end the
everybody.
week, start the weekend, right? With joy. And like you said, the full moon on Sunday. So this is gonna, assist you with staying calm. Staying
Yes.
calm, staying in ease, right?
Ease and grace. That's exactly what I was thinking. So we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you, thank you. We'll definitely have to have you come back again for sure. I mean, this was the first, but definitely not the last. So we'll definitely have to have you come back another time in the next season. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being here and
Thank
adding in your
you.
beautiful lights and your comments and your energies and your questions. I'm grateful.
Yeah, and please do, if you'd like to work with Stacy, please do check out the special offer pages. So the offer page, so that you can check out the offers and see which one resonates with you the most. But these, yeah, the prices are very, very reasonable. So I would definitely recommend if you can get a session. So package B or C, because I find that's the best way to really get more transformation, clarity, etc. But if not, at least get the 3 healing videos. That is going to start to help you in your transformation as well. Okay, on your healing journey. Right. So thank you so much, everyone. Have a great weekend. And we will see you all next week. Until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all so much love and blessings always. Bye for now.